Okay, does it say recording for y'all? Yes. Okay. So, hey guys, so this is Montrose Zoom. And so I kind of had this idea for this Zoom because I feel like sometimes we get into like this negative energy and we kind of get in this self-doubt mood. And so I have always been very into self-affirmations. And so, like I was just talking about before I started recording, I do the I am DFTs because they all have something to do with an affirmation for that day. And so, like today, it said, I am helpful. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I was super nervous about starting this Zoom. I've never hosted a Zoom before, but knowing that I have this little reminder right here that says, I am helpful. Sorry, let's mute that. That says I am helpful. It's like, I am helpful. I sometimes we need that reminder that we are here for a reason. So on this Zoom, I have multiple things that we'll be talking about. Affirming beliefs, positive thinking, overthinking, mental growth, self-care, and not like self-care with like doing your lashes or Tracy likes seeing me shave my face. So not that kind of self-care, like listening to a podcast or reading a book or doing something for yourself mentally. And so that is what I am going to start with today. Is I got this book from Five Below. They have a lot, like they have better books than you would think. Like they have really good, especially for affirmations and stuff like that. They have really good books for this kind of stuff. So this one is called Today I Affirm, a journal that nurtures self-care, and it's by Alexandra L. And so every day it's just questions. And I'm trying to keep up with the waiting room. So if someone is in there and they want in, just let me know. But every day it'll either have a quote and it'll have a question with it. So the first question was, so here's the sample entry that it gives. What am I at this moment? It says, I am whole. Even in the midst of struggles and hardships that feel like they can break me, I am learning that even during moments of adversity adversity and confusion, I still have the power to own my journey and heal. Being ashamed of my truth isn't an option. My stories are mine. I will not be ashamed of my path or the things that threaten to shatter me. I am stronger than my hurt. I don't know about y'all, but that hit different. Like I couldn't have said it any better than the sample entry. And so it made a lot more sense than I kind of wanted it to. And so then it asks the same question on the side for you to put your own answer. And so I'm going to be real with y'all on this Montrose Zoom. So at this point, I'm caught between everyone's happiness. Me personally, at this moment, I always have been more worried about everybody else's happiness before my own. Everybody, if it gets to a point where I am happy for a certain period of time, I feel like something happens and it's like I'm not allowed to be happy. And that's not at all true. You deserve to be happy. And so where I'm at in this moment is I feel like I have to um find that happy medium where I can still be somebody else's happiness, but I still have to, it's still my happiness at the end of the day is just as important. And so it's the quote that says in the middle, give yourself permission to unfold, bloom, and grow. And I love that as well, because that is what we're all here for, really. That's why we get on these Zooms, to grow, to bloom, to unfold, to learn new things. And so I just like telling y'all, it's something about these questions and these quotes that just like hit different. So then the next question is, who do I want to become? I want to become the person who knows it's okay to put myself first and believe and not care when anyone says I'm being selfish for doing so. It is okay to be selfish, to put yourself first. So that day I affirmed putting myself first. And so um that was just day 1. So then day 2 is right here. And so the question for today was, what fills me up with meaning and passion? And then the next question is, in what ways do I need to shift in order to step into my higher self? So a little bit about what I put right there was surrounding myself more around people that want the same things for me that I want for myself. Um, Not surrounding myself around that toxic negative energy, because whenever you're in that toxic negative bubble, you get that toxic negative mindset. And so it's up to us to see that within ourselves and be like, oh, I'm getting to that dark place. Like I need to, bring myself back, come back to realization, and put yourself back in that positive mindset, surrounding yourself around people that have the same goals as you, or have like know what you are worth and capable of, and keep you on track and keep your headspace where it needs to be in order for you to grow and bloom and unfold. And so that's what I absolutely loved about this. So today, this was what my writing was. Today, I affirm personal growth. Today, I am focusing on growing my mental state so that I can be a better version, the best version of myself for my team, for my business, for my son, for my family. Um, so whenever we first get on the Zooms, I'm going to kind of catch up throughout the week on what the questions were that I had each day, because some of them hit different and some of them have those really life changing quotes. And so another quote that was my main reason where I decided that this was the Zoom that I wanted to focus on, was self-care teaches me that I can pour into myself just as much as I can pour into others. And so again, if you want to know what this book is, Today I Affirm, a journal that nurtures self-care, Alexander L. And I got it from Five Below, literally $5. So like I said, that was the affirming beliefs. So why I chose to do this Zoom was to pour into myself. Mental health is so important. And I didn't realize that for a very long time. And then it took me getting into that toxic negative place where I was like, this isn't what I want. This isn't the kind of person that I want to be. I don't want to be this negative Nancy all the time. So who's who is it up to make that difference? You. It's up to you to get out of that negative energy. It's up to you to get to that better place. Nobody else around you can change your mindset but you. You have to want it for yourself. And so that is something it also took me a very long time to realize was you cannot help change somebody that does not want help or does not want to be changed. And whenever they go to you and they're like, I need help, I don't like who I'm becoming, I don't like where I'm at in life, those are the people that you need to focus and put your energy into, because they are showing you that they are ready. And so, I mean, a lot of people have a different mindset on that, and that's fine. But at some point, like, they can tell you that they want to change, but they're not putting the actions in to change. And it's very important to know the difference. They can tell you for years and years and years, I'm ready, I want to change, I want to do better. And then a week later, they're back to their old ways. You have to stand firm and hold yourself accountable and not let yourself slip into, okay, well, they said they're ready to change, they're gonna, because it doesn't always work that way. So you have to stand firm in what you want for yourself. So if you're telling people you're positive and you're loving what you do you believe that? Do you, whenever you're telling someone that you love who you are, you love what you preach about, but do you really? Are you practicing what you preach, basically? Are you telling yourself that, or do you believe that? Because sometimes whenever you lie, tell a lie, a white lie, you begin to believe your lies. You're not actually happy. You're just telling people you're happy and you're believing it, but you're not actually. And there's a big difference. So that's what I mean by that. Are you just telling yourself you're happy and you just believing it because you're telling yourself that, or do you believe that you're happy? So basically, manifest your positivity. We talk about manifesting our goals, and we talk about manifesting what we want out of being a leader or being a promoter or being in this team or, you know, whatever, but manifest your positivity as well. Because it's important that we keep that positive headspace, because we have to, in order to grow and achieve our goals, we have to have some sort of positive mindset that we affirm that we can do it. If we tell ourselves that we can't do it, 9 times out of 10, we're not gonna, because we are making ourselves believe that we can't. So, see, I knew that was going to happen. And I have my finger on the next bullet that I need to read, and I'm still just sitting here like, what am I going to say next? So if you want to do more for yourself mentally, what are some things that trigger your negative thinking? Start pointing that out. Whenever you notice that you're starting to get into that negative mindset, what is it at that moment that's going on around you that is making you have that negative energy? Is it the people around you're around? Is it the anxiety that you gain whenever you're trying to do that certain task? Whenever you start to get into that negative mindset, figure out what is triggering that negative mindset so that you can avoid that trigger. Okay. So some people, they wake up and they're already negative. So, or is it just something that happens throughout the day, and or like right after you wake up, you're like, I'm gonna have a good day, and then you wake up and I mean, I don't have any kids yet, but I have an idea that whenever you wake up and you say that you're gonna have a good day, and then your kid drops something on your toe, and then you're in a bad mood now. You have to just look within and be like, okay, breathe. It's going to be fine. We're going to have a good day. It's going to be great. So instead of like, whenever they drop that shoe or that pan or whatever, something super heavy that makes your toe hurt. Okay. Whenever they drop something on your foot, your mind automatically goes to that negative, like, why did you do that? Now I'm going to have a bad day. Instead of going to that positive place and saying, okay, it's fine. It's going to be great. We're going to pick up the pen anyway. He didn't do it on purpose. We're just going to keep going. And just, it's all in how you think about it whenever it exactly happens. There was a question earlier on a personality test that we were trying to do. And one of the questions was, if you wake up in the morning and you realize that you left your phone in an Uber car, what would your first reaction be? Would you start screaming and cussing because you're so mad because you left your phone in the Uber? Or would you just be like, it's okay, we can just call the Uber company and get our phone back? Like, no, 9 times out of 10, people are going to be mad that they left their phone in an Uber, because 9 times out of 10, their phone's probably not going to be there anymore. So obviously our minds go to the negative. I didn't realize there were so many comments I'll get to that in a second. In the chats. Are you distancing yourself because you feel like you bring negative atmosphere around? That's That kind of hit. Do you distance yourself whenever you feel like you have that negative energy? So you kind of step back because you don't want to spoil everybody else's good juju? So why don't you take that step back and be like, okay, why do I have my negative juju? Deal with your negative juju, get back in the chat, get back in your group, and tell, like, be honest with us, because that's what we're all here for. We're all here for each other. We are a sisterhood, we are a family, we are a community. We are here to share how we are feeling. So if you feel like, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm just like in a negative Nancy mood, you know, I'm just going to step back. Tell us why you're in a negative Nancy mood. Your kid dropped a pan on your toe. And then 9 times out of 10, there will be another mom. Oh my gosh, that is the funniest thing, because so-and-so, I don't know, ran into the wall and hit his nose on the wall. I don't know. I do that all the time. So that was my next example. So, I mean, if just open up to us, because 9 times out of 10, someone else is going through the same thing, and we can just pick up the pieces and be like, okay, that's great. You know, I was going through the same thing. It's going to be fine. Let's keep going. So don't distance yourself. Tell us what's going on. Open up to us. That's why we're here. So I did that today. I affirm. So at the beginning of the live, the Zoom, I was talking about like what we're gonna do on
Your
this.
volume went out, Abigail. I don't know why. It doesn't show that you're muted, but we can't hear you.
No?
I can hear her.
You can?
Yeah, same. Yeah. I can hear.
Yeah, we hear me.
Yeah, you're fine, Abigail. We can hear you. Okay. I know some people can't. I'm not sure. I can.
Tracy, you can't hear me?
My phone muted my computer.
Oh, that's great.
Just kidding.
Oh,
I'm trying to make my shake, and Rosin's over here bringing me crap he wants me to open. He got a dinosaur truck from the UPS man that just came by. So now I got to open the dinosaur truck.
So, yeah, that was a good way to test my anxiety for the day. But see, that was a good example. So, like, instead of me going to that negative mindset and being like, oh my God, we're all gonna, like, you know, this is great. You know, we figured out what the solution was. Y'all could hear me, and we're just gonna keep going. So decide, choose your heart, guys, choose your heart. So, so that's what I was talking about. Some of the topics that we were going to be going over whenever we do these Zooms was the affirming beliefs, positive thinking, overthinking, mental growth, self-care. I have like buku books in my wish list. And whenever I get those books in, we can start talking about the books on the Zooms. So if there are any other topics that y'all want to talk about whenever it comes to self-care, whenever it comes to affirming your beliefs, let me know so we can talk about those. And I can probably, I mean, there's a book for everything. I don't know. I'm sure Courtney has a few, what is the word I'm looking for? Not ideas for books to get, but she knows the books to get. She knows all the good books.
I definitely think, I mean, we're gonna hear from the speaker of Go Unfuck Yourself. Sorry for the language, guys, but that's what the book's called. Go Unfuck Yourself. We're gonna hear from the author of that book at Palooza. And I think after that, a lot of you guys are gonna want to go get the book. And it's really good because it really does have a lot to do with mindset, positive affirmations, kind of really shifting the way that you think, getting rid of your toxic thinking, helping you understand the patterns of your current thinking and kind of why things happen in your life because of that way of thinking. And so I encourage you to get the book now. If you haven't, you can probably get it at Palooza. If you're not going to go to Palooza, you might hear from others how good the speaker was. So definitely ones like that for mindset when it comes to like affirmations. And even though he doesn't necessarily have mantras and affirmations in it, it helps you to identify the toxic ways you think and how that impacts your life. So kind of excited about that.
For sure. I'm going to have to get that. I also, if anyone watched the Danny Zoom last week, they were talking about Atomic Habits. I'm definitely going to be getting that book. And so that's another book that I would really like to go over on the Zoom. A really big, like whenever I was talking about like that toxic negative energy that we get into and we just forget to like take that step back and like refocus, is overthinking. And so that's another thing that really triggers toxic negative. Once you start overthinking, it's just like, I don't know what it is about overthinking, but you go to this negative place. So that I got another book for overthinking. So yeah, if there are any other topics that you feel like you could really take value hearing about, I will be more than glad to find some sort of book and we can go over it and we can talk about it. And so homework is not hard. I ams. And I focused on I ams whenever I first started promoting. And so I think whenever I stepped back and I stopped promoting for a while, I just lost a lot of the things that I was used to doing. And so I didn't pick back up on them whenever I started again. That I really wish I would have picked back up on was like I ams. And so whenever you notice something negative about yourself, turn it into a positive. Okay. And I mean, I'm not going to give you a certain number of IMs, like do 10 IMs in the next week and we can go over the IMs. Like, no, I'm not. Yeah, no. But just focus on whenever you notice that negative trigger that you get in your mind, turn that into a positive. Instead of saying, okay, like I'm going to use my DFT for today. I feel like I'm not being helpful. I feel like I'm in this chat and I have no use in here. I am helpful. I am helping somebody. Look, Katie, she's like, what does she mean she ain't helping nobody? She helps me every day.
You stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning with me last night.
I did. I did. So like, that's what I mean. Whenever you have that negative glitch in your head, just be like, nope, we ain't going there. And turn it into a positive. So, and then next week, just let me know, like, I'll kind of ask, did that help in any way? Did you notice that you found what some of your triggers were? And we can talk about what those triggers are. So I'm really interested to hear what, triggers some of y'all, because I can think of a few off the top of my head. So does anyone, like I said, if you have any of those topics, go ahead and put them in the chats or message me privately, and then we can talk about it. So let's see. Let's read some of these chats. Some days you drive 12 hours and still do it and your team understands. You got this and we love you. Oh, sorry, I was late. My dog needed to go to the bathroom. I literally put this in my story. Gotta pick one daily. I love that. See, and I love that I was actually saying stuff that was actually meaningful. That's what I like reading these chats about, is so that whenever I read them, I'm like, oh, okay, so I did say something that was helpful to somebody. Hit rock bottom to see you deserve better. I'm having a good day because I put my brows on. Thank you for the Zoom. See, it's like that. Look, we ain't gonna make me cry. And it's recorded. This is great. Changing. Yeah, so I had to read some of those real quick. Yeah, Katie?
I have a question, but it's not related to what we're talking about right now. Okay, so I think I need to up my patch because, well, I'm bad. When I first started with like the normal patch, I would still drink like a Coke because that's just me. But I stopped drinking caffeine completely, and I've noticed I've been getting caffeine headaches. And so I don't know if I need to up my patch or what.
Okay. Then you're probably just detoxing from your Cokes.
Okay, I don't know. See, I don't know these things. I've drank Cokes every day for well, not 24 years, obviously. I didn't drink them when I was a kid, but my grandma started letting me drink Cokes when I was 5. So, you know.
Okay, so yeah, Gabby said water, and you're probably just doing your detox, like full detox off of your Cokes.
I have a problem. I never finish my waters.
Neither do I. Get you one of those gold bottles or whatever. So yeah, if no one else has any more of those topic ideas, or if you have one later, just let me know. And if this was helpful, also let me know, because it was that negative, like, okay, that's what I'm going to go do. I was having that negative energy that I'm going to do this Zoom and it's not even going to affect anybody. But y'all are all still here. So I said something meaningful. So that's all I got to say about that. So turning the negative into a positive. So that is going to be it for today. And so I will see y'all back on next Monday.
All right. Have a good